I want to go ahead and bring the judges back in here. I had Ashley Hammerstrom stop over and ask for some Tums and Pepto-Bismol. Who's the guilty party back there? Who's having a tough time? Jason. That's good. So judges, I'm gonna have your time right now. We're gonna go through. You guys are all MOvember bros and sisters. Some of you have been doing this for a while. Some of you guys have just started this year. Either way, we greatly appreciate it. We've got two of our top donors here, two of our best volunteers in Jason Fritz and Sam Grove. And I'm going to start with Sam first. And Sam, I want to just ask, I'm sitting here, I'm looking at my $400 raise, and I'm feeling great. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm getting all my miles in. I go to log on to our MOvember team page, and you're just doubling me up. You've tripled me up. You're just absolutely killing it. I've got to ask Sam, what is your motivation for MOvember, and what is the importance of health to you?
Yeah. Also cut me off if you can't hear me, because I have no idea how this platform works.
We're good.
All right,
I feel like we're good. I feel like we're good.
From a motivation perspective, as long as I can remember, I've always been personally, and in my social and family circle, been a really big advocate for talking about mental health as an actual health aspect, not just how we're feeling, partnered with physical health. And more of my energy specifically around men's health started back in 2012 when my dad was diagnosed with cancer for the first time. It's called sarcoma. It's rare and it's not great. But it took him a very long time to go in and get checked when he was not feeling well, because he was in his 40s, he was super healthy, and he chalked it up to either a pulled muscle or a hernia, which he had had in the past. He didn't tell anybody he was worried about it. He didn't tell anyone that he thought it might be something more. And as the strong father figure, the manly head of the household to his wife and his two daughters, he never really let us see him sweat. And basically over 6 years, from 2012 on, and throughout most of that time with cancer, he looked exactly the same. The chemo didn't make him lose his hair right away. His treatments didn't physically affect him very much. And he never talked about it. He tried to stay very strong, yep, I'm fine, I feel great. And he wanted his girls not to worry about their dad. But fast forward to 2016, and I was sitting at Freighter. I know we heard about that place already before today, but sitting at Freighter with my mom and my sister, watching my super strong, super badass dad slowly and miserably die from a 6-year battle with cancer. Over those years, he went from a super healthy, super fit model human being to not having any control over the fact that he knew that he was dying. And I was delirious in a hospital room after many long nights. And I thought, hey, it's November. Maybe I'll raise some money for MOvember and use it as a way to, for the first time, really talk to my dad about his mental health and how he was handling the fact that he was terminally ill. So the months from November 2017 to February 2018, when he passed away, were some of the, regardless of the fact that he was dying, some of the most fantastic, open, honest conversations about how he was feeling and how he was processing this. And I think that although he was physically deteriorating, it was some of the best conversations that we had in my entire 20-some years with my dad. And I realized in having those conversations with him that for many, many years, I assumed that he didn't want to talk about it. And really, after having those conversations, he was really just looking for somebody to ask him and was so willing to open up. And I wish that I was able to have those conversations with him earlier. Sure. So that's been my biggest motivation.
I mean,
that is all started.
that is just absolutely, gut wrenching to hear, the tough guy exterior. Again, we can't harp on that enough. And I think that's the wall that we're trying to kick down and really kind of open the door for everyone here is it's okay to have that vulnerability. It's a scary thing, but, we've got people to live for. And in your instance, it's, you're the daughter, and you're sitting there with your dad and you're seeing him struggle. And, for me, that's a motivation having a 10-month-old myself and just making sure that I'm as healthy as I can be to see and witness everything we got going on, because you're killing it now. You're over in Aptura. You're doing big things. You're raising thousands of dollars over there. What's the year been like fundraising for you this year? Because I know in the past, didn't you run some kind of marathon? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. In 2018, so the November after my dad passed away, I was selected through, I don't know what kind of process, but to run the New York City Marathon with the MOvember team, and got to, or had to, fundraise to be a part of that team. So got to meet some really cool people from all over the world on that team of like 20 people, all advocating for ending the stigma around men's mental health and having these tougher conversations. And it became a super cool outlet for guys in my life to talk to me about how they're feeling when they like don't feel like they have somebody else to have those conversations.
Sure.
Including a lot of my dad's friends that struggled with his death. Given that he was 53, very healthy, like a lot of people had a tough time with it. And I always say, like, I'm not a therapist. I will absolutely tell you to go to therapy. That's how a lot of my conversations about mental health end. But somebody that you can start to open up to or feel comfortable with, just saying, like, starting with, like, how are you feeling? Like, how are you actually feeling?
Cutting through the I'm okay, everything's okay, don't worry about me. I think being able to, ask and listen is one thing, but to really engage, right, and make sure that you're point, or like you're just making sure that you get the real answers from them rather than them just giving you the canned responses that usually are hiding from the truth. So
and
Sam,
2020 is tough. Like, my biggest message, I know you're probably ready to move on to somebody else, but my biggest message is just, we're all having a tough time. There is no doubt about it. And I think that it's okay for men and women to, when somebody asks you how you're doing, you don't have to give them the old Midwest, oh, just hanging in there. Not too bad for a Monday. Like, it's okay to say that you're not doing well, to talk to somebody about it, find somebody you're comfortable with. Because we got a long winter ahead of us, and this is a weird year. And I've personally lost too many men already in my life. I'm here if anybody wants to talk through it, but find people that you feel safe with and talk to them about how you are doing.
Yes, and that hits it right on the head, Sam. And I think first off, thank you for all the volunteering you've done. Thank you for sitting through eating all these chilies. But I think your message is what I want to thank you for the most, and really appreciate you sharing that story and being open and being vulnerable and showing people how to do it rather than just saying how to do it, but actually showing how to become open and share those open feelings. So Sam, thank you very much. Your last topic that you talked about, mental health. We've got, I think, a resident expert, on this panel of judges here. My guy, Jason Fritz, he's had a brother lost to addiction. He's one of our biggest fundraisers. He has his own fundraiser for Stop Heroin that fights addiction. And Jason, 2020 for you, what's it been like, and how's the men's health been going for you?
First, I want to make sure you can hear me all right.
We may need the laptop just a little closer to you.
All right.
There we go. And we get to see that beautiful mustache. Beautiful mustache.
Right. So, 2020 has been, like Sam said, difficult year for everybody. But I'm coming from my perspective, somebody who suffers from mental illness. I'm bipolar, and for years I've not taken care of myself well. Had a breaking point, several months back. I had to go back to therapy and get back to the meds. From a fundraising standpoint, lot of people that care deeply about me and the message that I'm able to broadcast. Some of which is about my own mental health. A lot of it is surrounding what you talked about earlier, giving my brother a voice. My brother died of a heroin overdose just 6 years ago, and suffered from his own mental illness, which was disguised by addiction. And so, when he was struggling with it, it was something that was kept in the closet. It was
Hey, Jason.
Yep.
Jason, can you move are your hands in front of the laptop?
Nope.
There we go. That's much better.
Okay, maybe they were.
Yeah.
So, it was our family's. My folks live in Delafield, fairly affluent area, and we didn't talk about it. Not a lot of people in my family knew. Grandparents didn't know, cousins didn't know, aunts and uncles didn't know. And so when he died, and it came out that he died from, everybody was in shock. And so since that point, I've decided that I'm not going to allow myself to be embarrassed by that. There's no reason to be embarrassed by addiction. It's strong in a lot of families. And again, I have a lot of great folks who support what I believe in. And I'm lucky enough that I must be on Facebook out again, which has been rough. I know Dan, you said 43 miles in. I know Thorpe probably close to 60. I'm not doing miles. I was doing workouts every single day, and it's like I was at 48 days in a row, which I can't remember a time I've ever worked out that much.
48 days in a row.
48 days in a row, and what's even better is, my wife, she's I think now at 55 days. So, I'm trying to keep up with her, keep up with the kids, be healthy for myself, be healthy for my kids, and everybody that cares about me. Again, I'm just super fortunate to have so many people in my life that will drop anything whenever I need something. And I'll kind of echo what Sam said too. Like, there's somebody out there struggling with mental health or addiction. Again, I'm not a therapist, not an expert, but listen, I can have you cry, yell, scream, laugh, whatever you got to do. I'm here.
I love you, brother. You are one of the inspirations for me, and I'm just happy to not only call you a partner on the team that we're on in the capital area, but more importantly, a friend. And I think the golf, the foundation that you started with Stop Heroin, and trying to get that stigma out about talking with your family, talking with your friends on the importance of how people are doing. I think that's important, and I know this year has been even tougher on your group because that golf outing didn't happen this year. So, we're looking forward to really getting back out next year. I know that you're already, hoping to get that kind of planned out. This would be about that time you'd start asking me, hey, what course should we do? Or, what do you think about this one? And I think the amount of hard work that you put in, Fritz, is something that should be recognized. And, I'm glad you're able to, come on here and share it with the masses. The video or the audio was a little hard to hear. So it is Stop Heroin, right? The group that you're running, correct?
So the name of our organization is the Terry Fritz Memorial Foundation Incorporated. We raise money currently for two other nonprofits, Stop Heroin Now and the CJ Lomas Recovery Foundation, which are organizations that do a great job in southeastern Wisconsin, supporting folks who need help, whether it's for addiction, whether it's for rehabilitation, life coaches, support for the family, because it's beyond just the person who's addicted. It's the family and the friends who are also affected. And we turned our organization into a nonprofit this year. So 5 years in, this year would have been year 6, but we just crossed over the $100,000 raised mark. And we be out in next year. Quick little plug. Saturday, July 24th at Western Lake Golf Course. If you need more information, it's at terryfritzmemorial.org or just me.
Perfect. Fritz, I'm going to have you do me a favor. There is a comment section over on our stream there. Why don't you throw any information you can about the Terry Fritz Memorial in there before we get to our judges, because I want them to finish up. I've got a close friend of mine. He has volunteered to join us on this live stream here. He's in the middle of one of his MOvember workouts right now, so I'm hoping that we catch him at a good time. I want to get him on screen here, let the judges sort of pound through some extra chili there. Fritz is our last one. And I want to welcome a good friend of mine, Ryan Steny, to the chat. And Ryan, throwing on the hat. I love it.
Yeah. Beautiful day for a workout in November. I can't believe it.
Yeah, you're working out in something garage here. This is fantastic.
Yeah,
You're
so
staying
this is
COVID safe and
my
moving.
good friend Jeremy Brown's home gym in here. That's Jeremy and my wife, Brittany. So this we've been working out the last couple months since COVID and whatnot. Instead of going to the actual gym, just been going in his garage.
It's been amazing to see both you and I shed some pounds together. So it's been fun doing the workouts with you.
Yeah, I've noticed both of our bellies significant improvements over the last 6 months.
Yeah, and well, I guess it's easy to do when you're overweight and drinking beer about 5 nights a week, right? Like we were in our 20s and sort of not paying attention to our health as we should have. So want to just quick bring you on. I mean, 2020 this year has to be incredibly tough on the restaurant industry. How are you guys fighting through is one thing I want to ask. But before that, you've said, I know it's a tough year, but I still want to help. And you've partnered with Eagle Park Brewing. And you've said 50 cents of every pint or every beer that Eagle Park is sold at your bar, you're donating to the cause. And, from us on the direct supply side, we can't say thank you enough. It's been a really, really tough year, and it felt almost guilty to ask and to even have a conversation with you. So this year, tell us about it. How's it been going? How you guys fighting through?
Yeah, no, I wish we could throw a huge bash fundraiser like past years, but when you came in that day, I could tell you felt bad even asking me. And I'm like, I got to find an easy way to still help raise money. Why not pick, the fastest, most up-and-coming brewery, not only in Wisconsin, but the United States, Eagle Park. I called them. They were 100% on board. They're actually going to donate a barrel, too, to help towards the cause, so get more money towards you guys. And they were all about it. It's a no-brainer for us. We raised all Eagle Park beers 50 cents, and no one's batted an eye. I've actually been noticing people ordering more Eagle Park than the past, even though it's more expensive, just to go to a good cause like this.
That's amazing. So I'm glad we're trying to help you guys out. And, again, with, everybody that's competing, again, we've got Stubby's on the east side. We got Paloma out in Tosa. We got Curly's out in Pewaukee Lake, and we got Brass Monkey in West Dallas. What we're telling Ryan here, we wish we could tell you guys also. If you're streaming in live, thank you very much for everything you guys are doing. I know we're going to get through 2020 at some point, and we're going to get back to normal, and we'll all be bellied up and having a good time. But, for you even sent me a text early this morning and just the importance of men's health. I know, your grandfather had some issues. So men's health, why is it important to you?
I'll start with even just like where I am right now. It's funny, we're doing an interview right now in the middle of my workout. But as I've been getting older, I turned 34 this upcoming Monday. Just realizing like how important health is to me. Every single morning I wake up and I'm just a little bit more sore than in my 20s. I keep telling Jeremy, my personal trainer, like I want to be more flexible. I want to be more lean. So he creates workouts towards that. But besides that, I want to talk about my dad's dad. He had prostate cancer twice. He's beat it both times. And talking to my dad, the reason why he beat it is just early detection. He was not afraid to go in every single year for his yearly checkups. And that's the reason he beat it twice, I'm assuming. And if that doesn't say, tell us enough for all of us and not be afraid to go get checked. What's funny is this morning, my whole life, I'm 34 years old. I always thought my mom's dad, I've never met him. He died before I was born. I always thought he died of a heart attack. I called my mom this morning. I'm like, Mom, I just want to know a little bit more about, how he passed and if he was going in to get checked up and whatnot, because I knew I had this interview or this thing with you today. And She actually told me he died at the age of 52 of colon cancer. So I've been wrong my entire life. I thought it was a heart attack. And She said the reason he never went in, he was one of those guys, too tough to go in to see the doctor. And so he passed away without even knowing he had it, which yeah, I don't know. I struck home to me and just made this whole movement even more important to me knowing that. Yeah.
I mean, it falls under that kind of taboo, right? If a guy is not healthy, well, it's got to be a heart attack, right? It's got to be
Right.
something that, you know, everybody knows and everybody respects. But in reality, it can be like our friend Tony with testicular. It can be your grandfather with colon cancer. I mean, the possibilities are endless for us guys, and we really need to make sure on you know, physical health and mental health that we're all on the same page. So Ryan Steny of Steny's Tavern on Second and National, Eagle Park Brewing, donating money through a pandemic in a tough time, man. I cannot thank you enough. You're a dear friend to me. I hope your chili is not to all the other restaurants out there. It is all
You got a heck of a lineup. When I saw that lineup, I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be tough. I taste tested the chili this morning, so I had chili for breakfast, and it's tasting as good as ever. It's a little bit of a grandma's recipe changed to one of our cleaning ladies' recipe, and now Brittany Melanchuk changed it, kind of put her little spice into it. So I hope you guys enjoy it, but I'm sure all 5 are amazing.
Yeah, well, hopefully not hopefully, but, best of luck to you, and hopefully maybe getting this back here for you.
Yeah,
and we'll talk to you soon, all right, partner?
Yep, sounds good, brother. Thank you so much, man.
All right, have a good one. All right, guys, so I'm going to bring the judges back on here. We've got a few to run through and just want to make sure everyone's got their scores tallied up. Doug Knutson, how are you doing, partner? You surviving?
Hey, Dan. Yeah, I'm doing great. I thought I used to really like chili, but not after today. Kind of getting tired of chili, man. It was all really good, but that's a lot of chili.
Oh, I've got some customers out in Oregon that said, today's just one of those chilly days. And I was like, man, we got a whole season. So hopefully you can bounce back, Doug. We still got football. You've been a big proponent for, MOvember and Direct Supply. You've grown some legendary mustaches in your time. Men's health, why is it important to you, my man?
Yeah, I think for me, it's all about finding a purpose, right? And so finding something you believe in and that you can put your time and energy towards, and then at the end of the day, feel like you on your own personal level got something out of it. And my stories may not be as personally impactful as Sam or Fritz, but I've got a grandfather who passed away from prostate cancer. I've got a dad who's battling it now, has beat it, but it's always still kind of out there in the back of our minds. And so, I use it as motivation and awareness. And, I do really believe that the money that we raise goes to a good cause. There's a lot of great charities out there that you can support and that you can, put your limited donation dollars to. But for whatever reason, Movember's kind of hit a spot for my wife and I the last, 7 or 8 years. And it's really been a good thing for us to focus on. So, for me, it's the friends that we're here with today. It's the family, and just kind of keeping the big picture in mind and using it for your own personal motivation.
Yeah, no, you said it perfectly, and I know you and your wife are. Angie is one of our biggest Mo sisters, and always there supporting and helping us. It's a family affair when the Knutsons are involved. So it brings a smile to my face. Even seeing that mustache on there, looking great, looking fantastic. Dan, another fantastic mustache on you. You took part in showing that puppy off during our trivia last week, and you really touched home on some good men's health and why it's important to you. But for those people here, what brings you here? What brings you coming back?
For sure. Yeah, there's actually 2 sides to this. I also had a grandfather who had prostate cancer. I lost an uncle just a couple of years ago to lung cancer. But also the mental health side of that. I've gone through some mental health issues in my life. I've dealt with anxiety and depression throughout times in my life. So, one of the biggest things was asking for help at those times in my life, those low points. And you can't be afraid to do it. And, at the time I didn't want to do it. And it really took some people who cared and understood about me and knew who I was to help me get over that and get me to the place that I am today. And it's a much better place than I was at that time in my life. So I think that's something that's a lot of times gets overlooked when we talk about men's health. We talk about testicular cancer and prostate cancer, but there's definitely another side of that. Sammy touched on it well earlier too, when she talked about the mental health aspect and being willing to listen. That's important. There's a lot of our lives that we're just expected to kind of grin and bear whatever we're dealing with and keep moving forward. And you know what? There's people out there that are willing to help. It's important to find those people and take advantage of them.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have been, we started almost here together within a couple months, and within that, I want to say within the first couple of years, I mean, you guys went into it with Keller, your first, and it was just to see you be so strong, but so willing to talk about it was inspiring to me as a young buck coming up through my 20s and seeing a guy like you who really can be an inspiration to guys like me. So appreciate it, Dan. Appreciate you jumping on. And then I want to jump over to our youngest member here, our first year Mo sister, Maddie. And Maddie, thanks.
Heck yeah.
Oh, there we go. The audio works. I was a little nervous. The
iPad.
Yeah, right. Again, our youngest, most advanced tech partner here has a backup iPad that we're using. So, Maddie, I'm going to close it with you. You being young, new to Direct Supply, this has been, you have not been here long enough. Why is men's health important to you? And, why did you join the cause and jump on the boat with us?
Yeah, I think going back to last November, I remember when MOvember was going on, all the events. I participated in the beanbag tournament, almost won that one, not quite. And just seeing the passion behind all of you guys just speak now and seeing it last year, it's something I definitely wanted to partake in. So when you asked me to join this year, I didn't hesitate for a second. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I think in regards to men's health right now, especially with COVID, I've seen, personally just relationships where you see people who are struggling, who have asked for help. And I think it's more important than ever to make sure you're reaching out. So, I think this organization does a great job in bringing awareness to that. So
appreciate it. So we've got Mo sisters, we've got Mo bros, and we appreciate you guys all judging this chili contest. So I got to ask the panel, and feel free to jump in. How you guys feeling so far? We know Doug's struggling over there, but how's the rest of the crew? Are we doing all right?
That's more than I've eaten for lunch in 9 months.
No, that's impressive. To all the people that donated, you guys have spoiled us. You guys have treated us well. That's saying a lot, considering a lot of us are working from home. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm making probably 20 trips to the pantry for snacks a day. I don't know about you guys, but that's something I've been running into. So the biggest lunch in 9 months, that's saying something. Want to give a quick shout out again to all the restaurants that have participated for us. Again, that is Stubby's on the east side, Steny's in Walker's Point, Curly's Waterfront on Pewaukee Lake, Brass Monkey in West Dallas, and Paloma and Tosa. You guys have all done an amazing job, and thank you for working through our strict COVID rules here as we keep everybody safe. As you can see, everybody's in different parts of Champs Hall. We've had people coming in and out, and apparently we're about to get kicked out by the marketing team. So without further ado, right on 12:30, unlike Trivia Night, we're going to have some winners, guys. Are you guys ready? You guys all have your votes in there? I'm just going to double check the Google sheet that Dan put together. Hopefully the math is right. I'm just kidding. I already tried it. It works. You guys have all the votes in there, correct? No? Sam's putting votes in. All right. So that might be,
Sorry.
that might be a game changer.
Doug, it looks like you used a different system than the rest of us.
Doug's got multiple fours.
Doug, you got some numbers in there that aren't part of the rating system.
yeah,
You're right.
Doug, we're going to need you to go 1 through 5.
Let me fix those guys.
Sales guys.
When in doubt, divide by 2.
Us and numbers. All right, Maddie, we're going to need you to go 1 through 5 as well, or 1 through 4.
I am.
Okay, Maddie's on there.
Just make sure that the partner and restaurant scores are like categories are correct. Because I think we have 5 restaurants and 4 partners.
Yep, I'm working through there. So someone put a 6. So restaurants. Hold on. So we got Sammy with this. Sorry, guys. We're going to get you the totals here shortly. Putting them in there right now. This is good. Just getting his put in. And guys, here we go. I think we're going to have a total right now. Doug, thanks for going under 5. Appreciate that. That's also very appreciative. Put this all together. Of course, math guys and doing Excel sheets. We should have had Eric Liesner join us here just to do this for us. But we should have it all set here. And the winners of the chili contest. We have our partners. We actually have a tie here.
Of course we do.
Of course we do. So for partners, we have Team 2. We have Nikki McDowell in Capital. And we have Bargrov from Aptura with 17 points. And I apologize. We just had the final correction in there. So they are tied for second. Texas Chili takes it down with 18 total points. Texas Chili, Tim Pyatt shipping it via FedEx. That is a winner that is definitely well-deserved. Tim, congratulations. You take it down. And then for our restaurant scores, we have a winner. This one is not a tie. We have a winner. And it is Patty and Bernard over at Paloma and Tosa. So Paloma, Taco, and I can't even say the word, and it's a bummer because my last name is Lopez, but Paloma and Tosa takes home the winning plaque for the restaurants, and Tim Pyatt takes home the chili plaque for the Direct Supply Internal Partners. Guys, here's what will be at their bar restaurant. You can see the shiny mustache. All right, and there you go. It's very Bernie Brewer-esque. Thanks to my father-in-law for being a master carpenter and putting that all together for us. So, guys, you're done. You're off. You're off the leash. We're all finished here. It's 12:33. We're not bad. We're only 3 minutes past. We've got a couple winners. We've seen some donations flow through. So, guys, I appreciate your help. TerryFritzMemorial.org. Go there. Check us out for next year's golf outing. And we look forward to seeing you guys next November. We do have some last fundraiser ability to donate. We have our team page, which is pinned on the comment section. We've got calendars still available. They're at my desk. You can check them out online as well. And then the baby mustache contest. We've got, I think, 4 or 5 entries. So odds are in your favor that you might win. And those got some Target gift cards coming your way. So, again, everyone, appreciate it, putting this together so last minute. Everybody, thank you very much. Restaurants, thank you. Partners, thank you. And judges, thank you even more as well. So we'll talk to you guys later, and have a great rest of the Thursday.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.